Hello there, Internet, and welcome back to Geeky Ent. We are finally back after a little break, and we have something special here for you guys. Today we are going to be unboxing the brand new, well, relatively new, AEW figure of Chris Jericho, a little bit of the Bubbly.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
From Jazwares. Now, I've had this figure for about a month now, and it's been out for several months. This was the first Jazwares AEW All Elite Wrestling action figure that's come out. So let's go ahead and take a look at the packaging here. This one is the very first one that's been released from Jazwares, and it depicts a classic,
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
out of the blue moment from Chris Jericho when he won the AEW title back last year, and it's got everything that you'd want from that moment. This is a Ringside Collectibles exclusive, and you can go ahead and save 10% from them from different promo codes. But let's go ahead and take a look here and see what's going on inside this classic, nice little bubbly champagne box. So, comes out here first, and we'll go ahead and lift up the top here. Now this should come with the table, the olive tray, or the different kind of stuff that he got during his cheap promo. But we can see here we have a table that's easy to break away. When you go ahead and smash your figures into it, you can go through the table. This one actually clips in, so that's actually pretty good when it comes to leaving it stayed on your display stand or whatnot. Nothing else inside here, so we'll go ahead and leave that table off to the side here. And we have the back of the box, which has everything you'd want to see. Now this is my very first Jazwares AEW figure. I have ordered the Wave 1, Wave 2 from Ringside Collectibles, but they are completely back ordered. You cannot find these at Walmart. They are sold exclusively at Walmart. And the very first wave did have Chris Jericho. And this one kind of looks like the Chase variant, except the difference is that he has the Inner Circle shirt versus the little bit of the Bubbly shirt. So let's go ahead and talk about the accessories first. Like I said, he actually was going on a big rampage backstage, how nobody was giving him credit for winning the AEW title. Nobody was saying thank you. Classic scene, brought me back to classic Jericho moments. But let's go ahead and get this first. We got a solo cup here. It's a hard plastic, but there are ridge lines here on the plastic cup, so we'll go ahead and leave that there. And we do have two of them, so we'll go ahead and pop the other one out here. I do want to kind of keep this. This actually looks pretty good to have on your display shelf, so we're going to go ahead and put that back here. We're going to go ahead and fix this up. So we got two solo cups, and they do like they kind of stack together, but we'll go ahead and leave that at that. Alright, next up here we have the olives. The olives, Jericho made a point of how cheap they were, but we do get an olive tray on this. We have two bottles of champagne. In this one, it says Le Bubbly Brut. Le Bubbly. So we got two of them. Chris Jericho is a little bit of the Bubbly.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
Did not come out until after this meme, after this GIF was conducted. And it's funny how just one little phrase, along with many of Jericho's little phrases, a lot of them do become memes. So it's pretty crazy how he just spontaneously said something and it became a meme. We also got an ice bucket, which looks like we got 2 little holes here so we can put the champagne bottles in. We got one open, one closed, so that's pretty cool little detail there. We have, of course, we have an AEW microphone, which is pretty cool to have. So we can see here, we have the All Elite Wrestling microphone. Now, a lot of these accessories are exclusive to the Jericho figure, a little bit of the Bubbly. But the last exclusive accessory you're going to have here is the tray. That's pretty cool to see. The tray that actually was given to Jericho as a thank you for winning the AEW title back, I believe it was All Out of 2019, before this whole pandemic here. But we put the olive tray in there. Go ahead in there and see it there. Now this here is the AEW Championship. Now, if you've seen this in real life, which I have not, I've only seen photos, this is probably the best wrestling title out there. I'm a huge wrestling fan since like 1994, the WCW days, the Attitude Era days, and the WWE/WWF. But this title here, when I saw it for the first time, that was a title that even if I was a wrestler or a superstar or whatever you call it, I'd want to have this title. Now, this title here is only exclusive to the Chase variant, Chris Jericho Series 1 figure with that Inner Circle shirt. But we do get one here with a little bit of the Bubbly Jericho figures. So last but not least, we have the main Jericho figure here. And we are going to see how this figure stands up. So right off the bat, alright, so right off the bat, I can feel he's got some weight to this figure here. Now, I do collect a lot of WWE figures, mainly from the Mattel line. They have been around for years, from LJN to Jakks Pacific to now Mattel. But the Jazwares figures do have a bit of a different detail and different weight to them. So right off the bat here, we can see we have some plastic protectors protecting, looks like the shoulder joints. So we'll go ahead and take off his shirt here to see what's on the inside from there. So we'll go ahead and do this here, because Jazwares does have the rubber torso, and I can feel for the very first time, finally, an AEW figure in my possession, because I have tried so many times to find these things at Walmart, and they are like finding a unicorn. But we cannot find these in stores. So it looks like these just protect the shoulder joints from getting warped. So let's go ahead and talk about the very first thing right off the bat, and that is Chris Jericho's tattoos. So we can see here the amount of detail that's in the tattoos itself of Jericho. So you can see here, I know he's got the Fozzy tattoo right there. For those that don't know, Chris Jericho has been wrestling for 30 years. Just as long as The Undertaker, just as long as anybody who's been around from the business, who's reinvented himself. Chris Jericho is one of my top 3 favorite wrestlers of all time. Back from the Lionheart days in WCW, when he was calling everybody Junior. Back to his WWE debut when he went up against The Rock of all people. Jericho can cut a promo better than anybody else, and that is why he is my top 3 favorite superstars, wrestlers. Number 1 is Sting, and number 2, I have to give it to Jericho. Number 3, it's a toss-up between maybe Mick Foley or The Undertaker. But we'll go ahead and talk about the shirt that comes with it, and this was made after this promo, so we got a little bit of the Bubbly. I can say that all day long, but if you guys haven't seen the promo, just go ahead and type into Google or YouTube Jericho, a little bit of the Bubbly promo, and you'll see how crazy Jericho can cut these promos. But we can see the face detail. It looks like they very great true effects. I'm not sure what Jazwares calls their effects, but they do have some great effects when it comes to the detail on the figure. And articulation, we're going to go ahead and we got a swivel, looks like a ball joint at the head. The hair does hinder a little bit of the rotation, but not too much. So we also have a full rotation and bends at the shoulders. And it looks like Jazwares puts ratchet joints in their shoulders, so you can hear that actual clicking noise, which means that whenever you lay it in position, it's not going to move, which is pretty cool to see. We got a bend at the bicep, and it looks like here we got some paint or some kind of rub off of either the shirt or something. We got double elbow joints, which can go right up there and hold the microphone and everything like that, whatever you need to do. One thing that's different from Jazwares versus the Mattel is the torso bend here. Now the torso is true to where it is a rubberized material versus the hard plastic up here, which causes your figures to bend a little bit more. I know there are different people who have taken them out and reconstructed them, like My Damn Toys. Great channel to check them out and see. He specializes in wrestling figures. But that gives the edge to where you can increase the bend on your figures. So over the long course of time, I'm not too sure how this will play out in terms of rubbing off, but the drawback from having this torso bend is that there is very little waist movement on that figure, but you get more of the torso bend. We talk about the hip joints here. It looks like Jazwares went with the dumbbell hip joints, so we got the range of motion right there. The range of motion as far as out here. We got double knee joints, which the pad does kind of hinder it. We got swivels at the calf, and we got rockers and swivels at the ankles. Now, I do really love this figure. The reason why the AEW figures have spiked up in popularity is because there's finally, after 20 some years, an alternative to watching the same stagnant wrestling that's been monopolized from one major company for the last 20 years. Since the WWE bought out WCW, that was their last major competition to having anybody compete with them. Alright, here's a little bit of comparison to show some scale difference. I am currently setting up my display, so a lot of my stuff is all over the place. But we'll go ahead and compare them to the brand new Legends Series 8 from WWE. We got Eddie Guerrero here, and we got the brand new Legends Series 8 Ultimate Warrior from his final appearance ever on WWE television. Here we have the NECA Back to the Future 7-inch scale Biff. So you can see here the detail on Biff, not to take away from the spotlight. And also, we'll go ahead and compare him to the size of Star Wars, the Black Series 6-inch figures. Here we have Darth Nihilus, one of the brand new, relatively new figures to show some scale. These are about 6.5 inches on the brand new figures, but here is Darth Nihilus from the Star Wars line. And you can see the difference, the torso. When you look back, how WWE and Mattel does their figures, they have a torso bend, but it's plastic, and you can only hunch over about that far, compared to Jericho, which can go a lot further down. So, would I recommend collecting these AEW figures? If you are a wrestling fan, yes, I do recommend it. Now, your biggest hurdle is trying to find these things. These things are going for double to triple the price right now on on third-party resale sites. So you really can't find these. Your best course of action is to pre-order what's to come now from most likely Ringside Collectibles. That's probably the best place to find these things. Series 2 is going to be released relatively soon. They are exclusive to Walmart. However, on the first wave, there were 6 figures released, but Brandi Rhodes was not seen at Walmart stores, and she was considered to be elusive, and the only way to have gotten Brandi from the first wave was to order her from Ringside Collectibles. The other figures in the first wave are Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, Cody, the typical, and Jericho, the people who are the foundation of all elite wrestling. So I do recommend getting this figure. It feels in your hands. It's great. The skin tones are a little bit whiter or a little bit higher in contrast, but in terms of how the figures are made, I see nothing but great things coming from Jazwares. So the next wave is coming out, I believe, like I said, next month. So go ahead and check it out. If you guys like this video, go ahead and drop a comment below. Go ahead and click that like button. And most importantly, do not forget to subscribe to Geeky Ent. Tell your friends about our channel. Until then, my friends, we will be coming to you with more videos in the next time. We will see you soon. Goodbye.